that the Lord saveth his anointed. He will hear him from his holy heaven with the saving strength of his right hand. So some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we will remember the name of the Lord our God. They are brought down and fallen, but we are risen and stand upright. Save, Lord, let the King hear us when we call.
Right, the Most High to deliver the elect, whoever they are. And that's another thing about these 2/3. And for the brothers to look at, like, you know, we know all those brothers, man. We all want glory. Not glory. We all want that kingdom, right? We all want. Well, Yahweh Shai, whether our brother doesn't really want it or not, but the Yahweh Shai said that in John, it said, man, how does it go? But it says that pray to me that your joy may be fulfilled. Meaning that in that kingdom, man, we're going to get our heart's desires. Now, right now, we're praying for that, right? And no brother, man, no man wants to be at the low, man, getting cast to hell, right? That's why the Most High gives us our you know, he lets us enjoy certain things in our life. But, you know, look at the 2/3, man, how they're getting everything that they want, pretty much. You know, but that's just a sign that, like, the Most High, he ain't going to deliver. He ain't going to deliver a man who's living it up right now. Who's getting their heart's desire, getting their so-called heart's desire, because their mind is telling them that that's what they want. The right thing. Yeah, that's what their right thing is. You know, but they ain't going to be delivered. The Most High is going to deliver the ones who remember the salvation of the Most High, the ones who remembered it, right? See?
This is 2nd Esdras chapter 2, verse 26. As for the servants whom I have given thee, there shall not one of them perish, for I will require them from among thy number. Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance.
There you go. So to the 2/3, you're going to be full, or not full. You're going to be hungry. But in the Most High, he's constantly encouraging you, giving you encouragement to be like, just in a time of weariness, being like, just hold up. Just
yeah, talking to the elect.
Yeah, man.
Your brothers your younger brothers, even to the brothers that are in there, that have been in the truth for 2, 3, 4 years, we still have to hear the words of encouragement. You know?
Right. Because we get weary. The elders get weary. All the lower elders too get weary. You know, we all get weary. We're all just men. Yeah, we all bleed blood, man. We all die too.
I'm gonna finish it. 2nd Esdras 2 and 27. Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord. My hand shall cover thee, so that thy children shall not see hell.
Right, and you know what? Check it out. The 2/3, man, are part of the heathen too. So Esau, all the other nations, they're going to be like, God, we've done all we can do to kill these Israelites, the elect. They're not dying yet. They're not being hungry yet. You know. And then 2/3 you're going to be seeing too. They're going to be seeing that. Well, it even tells you in first Esdras or 2nd Esdras, where it says that a man shall go to and fro through a city and ask for that man.
First Esdras.
Well, and they would say has that man of righteousness.
2nd Esdras.
Oh, okay.
2nd Esdras.
When it says has that man of righteousness gone to this land, they shall say no. Meaning, but why are they doing that? Because they know they know that the elect are the ones who are in a good state. They're the ones who are being looked out for. They know that they're going to be delivered. They're the ones who are full. They're not complaining out there being like, where's that knowledge at? You know where that knowledge is at? You know? Because all along, we were preparing. We were keeping that knowledge in our heart. And the elect's going to be the one to be delivered. The Most High is only coming back for the elect. All right? The elect, the 1/3 are part of the elect because they're chosen. But like I said, like you read in where it said that be not weary, or in the time of weariness, just hold fast pretty much, that in that time of weariness, others shall mourn. You know, those are going to be the 2/3, because you got to remain faithful in that time, because like we brought it out last week, a whole lot can happen in the time, from the time that you're about to see death, when you're actually about to be brought down to death, from the time that the Most High saves you. And in that split second of death, your whole mindset can change like that. You could lose your faith right then and there, like that. You know? That's why the Most High is going to try you to see, like, are you going to be faithful to that minute, to that second?
Strive.
Yeah.
Like it says, strive for the truth till death, and the Lord shall fight for you. But you know in the scriptures, second Ezra, that it said that the Lord knows all those that already sinned against him, that will sin against him. This is Job chapter 5, verse 19. Or I'll start at Job chapter 5, verse 17. Behold, happy is the man whom God correcteth. Therefore despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, of the Almighty. Because being chastened by the Lord is what's making you perfect. Receiving suffering. You know, like in the book of Proverbs, it says the blueness of a wound maketh the heart clean. Meaning, you know, you get bruised up. You know, you get hit on your elbow or something. You get a bruise. Well, that spot, it becomes harder too. It makes it harder, and you know, all right, I can't do it that way, or I need to avoid this certain area where I injured myself. You know, you're gonna be more cautious, more safe. This is Job 5 and 18. For he maketh sore and bindeth up. He woundeth and his hands make whole. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, and in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. So in that scripture alone, you're in the presence and in the face of death at that moment, because the Lord said right there that he will deliver you. In famine he shall redeem thee from death. So you're going to be in the point of death, but he's going to redeem you. And in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue. Neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. Going back to, you know, 1 Timothy, I believe, where it said the Lord didn't give us a spirit of fear. We're not going to be afraid. Fear not death. You know, the scriptures talk about not fearing death. Go ahead and get that. Job 5, start at 19 again.
This is Job chapter 5, verse 19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Because
all those brothers, whoever the elect are, they're gonna be faced with we're all gonna be hit in every single area. But certain brothers are gonna be in different situations at the brink of death. And the Lord's gonna redeem us, whatever brother may be at the brink of death through famine, or you know, hunger, thirst, or like continue.
In famine, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword.
Or from war by the power of the sword, because the power of the sword is what's going to kill you, destroy you. Right? The brink of war, you might be in a city that's all-out war. Right?
Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh.
Right, neither shall you be afraid of destruction when it cometh. Because the Lord didn't give us the spirit of fear. I'm going to get this. In Ecclesiastes 41 and 1, or Ecclesiastes 41, verse 3. Fear not the sentence of death. Remember them that have been before thee and that come after, for this is the sentence of the Lord over all flesh. So the Lord is telling us in the spirit not to fear death. Look at our forefathers, and you go to Hebrews, what is it, the 11th chapter, and it says that they rather died, they rather chose death to have a better resurrection. So we're not going to be afraid. The elect is not going to be afraid of when destruction cometh. He's going to stand bold and hold on to his faith and put his trust into Yahweh Shai.
It says, at destruction and famine, thou shalt laugh.
Right. At destruction and famine, we're going to laugh at it. If we're the elect, we're going to laugh at it.
Neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth.
Yeah, we're not going to be afraid of our surroundings.
For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field.
But that's the Most High is going to orchestrate it to be that way.
But thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee.
And the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee.
And thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace, and thou shalt visit thy habitation and shall not sin.
Right, so you're going to know you're at peace. How? Why? Because the Most High, you're going to see that, you're going to know in your heart that the Most High is with you. You're going to be being delivered from one bad situation, from the next situation, and you're going to keep seeing the power of the Lord still protecting you. That hedge of the Lord is around you. The angel of the Lord encampeth around those that fear him. And like the Lord said, his words he promised, his word, your labor is not in vain. You're going to be delivered. He will protect you. All we have to do as men is stay faithful.
This is Revelations 2 and 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison that you may be tried.
Right, so fear none of those things which we shall suffer. Because, we're going to suffer still, man. What we're going through right now is nothing. Having to deal with bills, women, brothers that have baby moms, giving them hell, or having to deal with police, tickets, car problems. That ain't nothing to what's really gonna come, man. We're still gonna suffer, and it's gonna just get worse and worse until we're delivered.
Behold, the devil may cast some of you into prison that you may be tried.
Right, some of us brothers might be put into prison to be tried. Like you go to Wisdom in Solomon chapter 2, it talks about how the wicked are going to see a man of the Lord that proclaims that God is with him and he knows God, and they're going to be like, all right, let's test his patience. Meaning that they're going to test you. They're going to torture you, test you to see. Okay, let's see how long. Just like Satan, he went up into the presence of the Lord in the book of Job chapter 1, and the Lord was boasting about Job, and Satan was like, all right, well, take everything away from him, and surely he shall curse thee. Right? And then Satan wanted to put his hands on him, but the Lord said you can't kill him though. So that's the way that they're gonna test you. And what happened to Job? Job was brought to a very low state, man, where his whole physical counterpart, his face and his whole body was, his own friends couldn't recognize him. He was being tried, tested. By who? The devil. Also Yahweh Shai, the Lord was testing him too, but mainly it was the devil, the evil spirits that wanted to see if he was really the man of the Lord. And he didn't crack.
And you notice it wasn't just one day either.
Yeah.
Patient, like you said, he was tried. It said that you may be tried, and you shall have tribulation 10 days. This is the point. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
Right, so you got to be faithful unto the point of death, and he shall give you a crown of life. Right? That's your reward. If you stay faithful to the point of death. Because it's not an easy road, man. Well, I'm gonna get this real quick. This is James chapter 5, verse 10. Take my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience. Behold, we count them happy which endure. Yea, ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, and the Lord is very pitiful, and of tender mercy.
Like I said in the beginning, it said that take my brethren, the prophets, for an example, you know. And what happened with some of the prophets, man? Some of them died. Some of them were ran out of the city. Some of them were homeless. A lot of them were homeless.
Yeah, they were exiled.
Yeah.
You know, and they were basically like wanted men.
Yeah, they had bounties on them.
Look at Elijah as an example. Elijah, he was exiled because what did he do? He was coming in the name of the Lord, and then at that he killed 400 of those false prophets of Baal. And what was her name? Jezebel. You know, she hated Elijah. She's the one that actually wanted him dead.
And another thing too is that like Jezebel did what? Put a bad name on Elijah, to where when Elijah was seen, it was like, oh, he's an evil man. You know, that's what they're going to do in this time too. 2/3, we already know, like I said in Matthew 24, they're going to be turning us in because they want that little bowl of noodle or something, pig's feet. You know, but the whole point was it said, take my brother the prophets as an example. You know, like these great men, they were all great men, but they all weren't exempt. They all had a certain part. They had a certain lot. You know, but like I said in Revelations, they were all crowned with a life. They were all crowned with life because they stayed faithful. Every situation they went into, they remained faithful with it. Every part. That's why I said take them as an example, because and it says that how tender and delicate mercy the Most High has. The Most High is very pitiful and merciful. So through all this, we got to endure and remain focused to that last millisecond.
Oh, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 1. We then, as workers together with him, beseech you also that you receive not the grace of God in vain. For he saith, I have heard thee in the time accepted, and in the day of salvation have I succored thee. And the word succored means to help in a time of need, or to be under distress. Behold, now is the accepted time. Behold, now is the day of salvation. Give no offense in anything, that the ministry be not blamed, but in all things approving ourselves as the ministers of God, in much patience, and afflictions, and necessities, and distresses, and stripes, and imprisonments, and tumults, and labors, and watchings, and fastings, by pureness, by knowledge, by long suffering, by kindness, by the Holy Ghost, by love unfinged, by the word of truth, by the power of God, by the armor of righteousness, on the right hand and on the left, by honor and dishonor, by evil report and good report, as deceivers and yet true, as knowing and yet well known, as dying and behold, we live, and as chastened and not killed, as sorrowful yet always rejoicing, as poor yet making many rich, as having nothing and yet possessing all things.
Right, and it's beautiful because in the scriptures they always tell you how to go about these things, though. Because all these things we got to go through. But if you notice in one of those parts, it said, just slipped from my mind, but it said, rejoicing in the man, where did we go again? Let me get it real quick. Let me get it. I know what that was. But the point was, it told you how to remain, how to get through all these things through remaining faithful to the Most High and Yahweh Shai.
Or it says as sorrowful yet always rejoicing.
No, it's in the beginning part. But by the word of, yeah, I said by the armor of righteousness. That was it. And what's that armor? What's that armor we always know about? This word. This is what's going to get you through it. Wisdom and knowledge, or wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and straight to salvation. That's what's going to get you through it at the end of the day.